Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase, pricing, and availability questions concerning this watch. Today, we are discussing a model that's hot off the press. This was launched in 2024 from Zenith. It's the Defy Skyline Chronograph. So with the second generation El Primero caliber in the distinctive integrated Defy Skyline package, this is a 42 millimeter stainless steel sports watch with a lot to offer. It's 13 millimeters thick, which is probably thinner than you expected. And then if you measure just the edges of the case, the distance is 47.7 millimeters lug-to-lug. And then if you measure the rigid outermost link on each side, the total horizontal distance is a more substantial 55.3 millimeters. I should mention that that can be mitigated somewhat by fitting the accessory rubber strap that comes with this watch that has more inherent flexibility, and the watch does include a push-button quick release, so you can swap between the strap and the bracelet quite easily. We'll throw this watch now on my wrist of 16 centimeters circumference and get a sense of how it fits. And it fits nicely, comfortable, broad, but also surprisingly flat. It should fit underneath most dress cuffs. It's got a lot of presence. I'd actually recommend this watch, at least on the bracelet, for a wrist my size or larger. So 16 centimeters circumference and up. There's your down the barrel shot. It's got a nice weight to it. And a big part of that is the solidity of the bracelet. The finishing is attractive, albeit not as artisanal as something you'd find on a Holy Trinity or boutique independent dress watch, but there's a nice taper going on here, a shoulder bevel. We have intermediate links that have polished inward-facing facets. All of this is quite well done. And then we take a look at the removable links, and we can see that they're fixed by screws, and there is quite a bit of removable material in the bracelet, so you're probably going to get the right size. Taking a look at the clasp, it's a double folding twin trigger release. When you close it, you've got the Zenith logo and name. And we jump back to the case itself, which is inspired by the historic Defy watches of the 1970s, and it does have that aggressive faceting and bezel form. So don't think this is automatically a hand-me-down from Hublot. Zenith does have a lot of historical design profiling along these lines. We have a screw-down crown here. The watch has 100-meter water resistance. You can see that the polished and satin-finished facets contrast nicely. The dial features a off-centered sunburst. It's easy to see the stars. What's not as easy to see is that there is a starburst, I guess, or maybe a sunburst. We'll call it a starburst because the star is the logo of Zenith, and it radiates out from underneath the logo. So instead of being a sunburst that radiates out from the center of the dial, you could see that it actually starts, its origin point is at the top of the dial under the logo. Moving outboard, you can see one of the nice features here. They really did think this over quite well. The same profile of the bezel is echoed on the design of the track for the minutes and the seconds and the fractions of seconds. So there's a lot of design cohesion here. We have applied and slightly blackened indices and the hands to match so that you can read this relatively light silver white dial quite easily. And note that the date disc matches the color of the dial, always a feather in the cap of a watch that has that thoughtful design element. No shortage of luminescence, as you could see. This is a second generation El Primero. It's the caliber 3600, so it has a feature that was historically not part of the El Primero playbook, hacking seconds. And then we also have a quick set function so you can rapidly cycle the date should you need to do so. Now, what's happening with that seconds hand? Well, here's the thing. I'm going to stop it right there. You've actually got two different seconds hands for this chronograph, three total. You've got the watch's running seconds at 9 o'clock. You have a 60-second register for the chronograph over at 3 o'clock. And then you have a hand that makes one circuit of the dial every 10 seconds. So what happens is it will break up 1 second worth of travel over a larger expanse of the dial. Because the El Primero beats 10 times per second, you could see how we now have a large conventionally a 6-second arc of the dial that allows us to read those tenths of seconds. So for example, here I can see that I'm looking at 2 1/10 of a second because I have these 1/10 of a second calibrations. And this is useful because if you've got a chronograph that can indicate 1/10 of a second interval, but you have scales that are too small to read accurately, then you're forfeiting the theoretical greater resolution and accuracy of your chronograph, and that was long a problem with the El Primero. This striking 10th complication, as it's called, came out in 2010 and gave us a larger span of the dial over which to read the tenths of a second, and that makes it possible to accurately read the tenths. It also looks spectacular, which is, well, cool. Now we have a quick release system where you just press a button and the bracelet or the strap pops out. Fun fact, Zenith reference numbers include the movement reference. So this is the caliber 3600. You can see 35 joules, automatic winding. It has more power reserve than the older El Primero at 60 hours versus 50. Still beats at 36,000 vibrations per hour, 5 hertz or 10 beats per second. You can see Edicron and the traditional El Primero eccentric screw regulator are used for very precise adjustment. And then we have difficult to see but assuredly present silicone escapement for lower friction, lower mass, and removing the need for lubricants. We also have a crisp column wheel, which you can see right there. Makes for crisp operation of the mechanism. You can see it sits atop of the barrel. And we still have a traditional lateral clutch, which is actually remarkably visible as it has historically been on the El Primero. You can see the lateral clutch right here. And if you hold it up against your ear, it really does have that quicker heartbeat to it because of the 5 hertz versus industry standard 4 hertz beat rate. So lots to love here. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase, pricing, and availability questions.